Playing Death's Door, I noticed there were a lot of enemies you could avoid or roll past, so I wondered, how many enemies do you really need to kill to beat the game? First, we have to define what it means to kill an enemy. It seems obvious, but there are a few edge cases. Killing an enemy means dealing the finishing blow with a melee or magic attack, or reflecting a projectile to kill it. What this doesn't include is enemies rolling off the edge, or other enemies' attacks/explosions. There are a few speedrunning techniques that would make this easier. It's possible to hop on a banister to get early fire, do some fancy rolling to get an early hookshot, and avoid the entirety of the forest dungeon. But we're not going to do that, mostly because it's really hard and I can't do it. So we'll call this run No Major Skips, or No Magic Skips. To begin the game, we kill the forest spirit. No voiding this one. Next, we have a little trick using an imp. We roll past a few gremlins and bring this guy all the way around to the gate. Using some funky physics, we can get propelled over the barriers and pull the lever, beginning the boss fight against the guardian of the door. With that done, we've completed the first section with only 2 kills. We continue on to the estate of the Urn Witch, but here we unfortunately have some necessary kills. The left path is a few fire puzzles, and we take 2 deaths to despawn enemies. After that, there are 2 kill gates, so that brings the kill count for this area up to 9. We need to make sure not to kill the few enemies who are not required, but continue to follow us. Then we run past a small gauntlet and pull the final lever. The next area we can roll past the enemies to enter the mansion proper. There are unfortunately a few enemy gates here. 1 dancing pot, a wizard and a green pot, 2 green pots and 3 dancers, 4 pot heads, and finally the giant dancing pot. Then there are the 3 lost soul fights. First one we only have to kill a golem. The second is much more annoying. There are 2 pot heads running around, but they respawn if killed. This means that we have to carefully dance around the fight, damaging the golem while avoiding the quick goblins. Once we finish off the golem, we have to kill the 2 pot heads. The third golem fight is actually much easier, with 2 wizards running around. This is all the required enemies in the mansion, a total of 20. That said, there is one area that is beyond annoying, the flame room. There are around 20 imps in it and 3 pot heads. It's a careful dance to drag them away from the path of the flaming arrows, as the arrows will one-shot them. There were many deaths here, but none of the enemies have to die. After that, we have the fire avarice fight. The first wave is simple, 3 green pots and 3 pot dancers. The next, though, is the most difficult area of the run. 6 purple pots appear and 2 wizards. If the purple pots explode, we aren't killing them. So the objective is to get the pots to run into the wizards. This really only works early on, when they run at a decent speed, and the hitboxes are surprisingly small. After 11 or so attempts, I got the run, and we can move on to killing 4 pot heads and 2 green pots. Finally, we have a golem, 2 pot dancers, and 4 imps. This brings the total kills to 19 in Avarice. With that, we can finally move on to the furnace observation rooms and the inner furnace. In this area, we can run past just about every enemy, until we get to a closed area with enemies spawning. Luckily, we have a plague bomber helping us out, and in the end, the only kill for this whole area is that 1 bomber. Then in Granny's home, we have to kill 1 Granny. In total for this act, we had 50 kills. Next, we move on to the overgrown ruins. According to the rules, we're not killing enemies if they happen to run into an explosion from a plant. Thus, our first kills are 3 goblins to get a key. There is then a required arena to progress, where we have to fight 8 more goblins and 4 fire plants. There is another required combat arena, but we don't kill anyone. They just happen to run into some explosives. So the total is 15 for the ruins. After that, we head into the mushroom dungeon. Unfortunately, even to get in, we have to kill 2 bugs and a wizard. The first Lost Soul combat arena has a number of clumsy combatants. In the next Lost Soul arena, we encounter shield bros who throw explosives, but they unfortunately aren't large enough for friendly fire. So we have to kill 3 fire plants, 2 shield bros, and 7 bugs. A third Lost Souls encounter adds 3 fire plants, 7 bugs, and 2 shield bros. Then we have the final encounter with 2 wizards, 4 shield bros, 3 green goblins, and 2 archers. The total is then 38 souls. Explosive Avarice is next. The first encounters 2 fire plants, a shield bro, and 2 medium goobers. Next we have 3 green goblins and an elite archer. Luckily the third is a plague boomer, so they're the only casualty. Then the final encounter introduces a new enemy, an explosive wizard. These do damage enemies, including itself, so there are no kills needed. It takes some time and elaborate movement to finish off the 4 wizards here, but it's very possible, so the total for this Avarice is only 10. Next we head to the Flooded Fortress. It's an easy walk there, but we encounter a necessary kill on a Tasmanian. After running past some enemies, we run into a locked gate, but luckily a well-placed arrow unlocks the next path. After an intentional death, we can walk to the next area. We have to kill one fire plant here to progress. We can run past every other foe until the final area, where death will reset the following enemies. Unfortunately, this is another required arena fight, totaling 3 archers, 4 green goblins, 3 Tasmanians, and 2 wizards. 14 souls to be collected. Then we kill a frog. This brings the total for the act to 78. On our trip to the Stranded Sailor, we encounter no enemies, and then we go to Castle Lockstone. For our Lost Soul encounters, the first has 5 wizards, 2 grey goblins, 1 shield boy, an elite archer, and a shield man. After some timing puzzles, we have the next encounter. 2 archers, 2 shield guards, a roly-poly, 5 bugs, and a wizard. Then we have 6 imps and 2 spear guards, and 2 archers. A green wizard and a shield boy add none to our count due to explosive decompression. The final encounter has 2 roly-polies, 2 wizards, a spear guard, and 3 grey goblins. Again, a green wizard helps to finish off the last few. This brings the total to 39, unfortunately. In the Hookshot Avarice, there are no tricks, just straight-up combat with a red wizard, 4 grey goblins, 2 wizards, 2 Tasmanians, 2 green pots, 2 medium goobers, a spear guard, 1 fat knight, and a partridge in a pear tree. That's 15. The partridge survives. On the return to the castle, no enemies are killed. At the old watchtowers, there is a gate requiring 4 archer kills, 2 grey goblins. Then we have to kill 1 spear guard to progress. Next, we're locked into an arena, but there's a friendly laser rotating around. With some careful dashing, we're able to escape with no kills. 2 Tasmanians await us up a ladder though, and they are required to be killed. Next, we have some more lasers. It certainly takes a bit of maneuvering, but the spear guards and wizards here can be killed via the traps. After rolling past some enemies on icy ground, we arrive at the final arena fight. 8 grey goblins, a roly-poly, 2 wizards, 2 green pots, 3 archers, 2 flame plants, 2 shield boys, and a Tasmanian. That brings it up to 30 total kills. After one poor Yeti, the third act is done, with 85 kills. We wrap up the game with 2 more kills. So that means our grand total is 217 kills. They consist of 23 wizards, 20 archers, 12 potheads, 9 pot dancers, 12 green pots, 4 tongue golems, 10 imps, 21 green goblins, 15 fire plants, 21 bugs, 12 shield knights, 4 medium goobers, 2 elite archers, 2 plague boomers, 9 Tasmanians, 1 shield man, 7 spear guards, 4 roly-polies, 1 red wizard, 19 grey goblins, 1 giant knight, 1 demonic forest spirit, 1 guardian of the door, 1 granny, 1 frog, 1 yeti, 1 raven, 1 lord of the door. I know this can definitely be improved, even with the current no major glitches route. I'd love to hear feedback, suggestions, or anyone else's attempts. Please like, subscribe, and have a look at my Patreon. I hope you have a wonderful day.